Hi class, today I will be showing you how to compare fractions when your fractions have different denominators. For today's example, we will be using 2/3 and 3/4. So I will put that here. And we're going to follow the steps together. Step 1 says we're going to list the multiples for both of our denominators. So I'm going to do that down here. So I need to list the multiples of 3 and of 4 because those are the two denominators in my fractions. I'm going to do the multiples of 3 first. So those are going to be 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, and 27. Now I need to list my multiples of 4. So those are 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, 32, and 36. So I'm going to check off step 1. And now I need to do step 2. So step 2 says to circle the common denominator. So remember that common means that they show up in both lists or they have that number in common. So I'm noticing that 12 is in both of my lists and 24 is in both of my lists. So step 2 is complete. Now, step 3 says we're going to find the least or the smallest common denominator. It looks to me like that is going to be my 12. So that means my 12 is going to be my new denominator for when I create my equivalent fractions. So I'm going to put the 12 next to my fractions because now I'm going to create a fraction that is equivalent to 2/3 and a fraction that is equivalent to 3/4 because that way I'll be able to compare just using the numerators. So I've done step 1, I've done step 2, I've now done step 3. I'm going to look at step 4, which says pick one of your fractions to start with and find the rule. So I'm going to start over here with 2/3, and what I'm going to think about is how did this 3 get turned into a 12? As in, what do I have to do to the 3 to turn it into a 12? Well, I know that if my number is going from smaller to larger, I must have multiplied. So I need to think about what can I multiply by 3 that will get me to 12? Your answer should be multiply by 4. So I'm going to write my rule. I did 3 times 4, and that gave me 12. And then we have a special rule that we like to say a lot in class, and that is whatever happens to the bottom happens to the top. So since I multiplied by 4 at the bottom, I'm also going to multiply by 4 at the top. 2 times 4 gives me 8, so 8 will be my new numerator. So I've done step 4, I've done step 5 because I applied the same rule at the top as I did to the bottom. Now step 6 tells me I'm going to repeat those 2 steps with my other fraction. So now I'm going to look at 3/4 and I need to figure out what got multiplied by 4 to give me 12. I know that 4 times 3 is 12, so that's going to be my rule. And same thing, whatever we do at the bottom, we're also going to do at the top. So I'm going to put times 3 up here as well, and my new numerator will be 9/12. So now I have 8/12 over here and 9/12 over here. And now that my denominators are the same, all I have to do is look at the numerator. So between 8 and 9, I know that 9 is bigger than 8. So that means that my original fraction of 3/4 is also going to be bigger than my original fraction of 2/3. So my last thing to do is just write the symbol. So I want to make sure that I have the open part of the symbol going towards the larger number so that this reads 8/12 is less than 9/12. Thanks for listening. Hope it helped.